Hi, I'm Liz Lumley of Finextra, and I'm speaking to Patrik Neutjens, who is Head of Reference Data at Swift. And we're going to talk about the SwiftRef Global Reference Data Utility Project. So can you tell us a little bit about how that's going? You know, for example, how is it going with customer adoptions?
We went live with the project the beginning of 2012. So in the last 18 months, basically, we've been deploying it with customers and upgrading it in line with their requirements. By now, we have around 1,000 customers who have signed a contract and who are in the implementation or have done it. And those are both financial institutions as corporate users in that respect.
So what are the drivers for adoption then?
Well, clearly, I mean, there's different drivers, but clearly regulation is a driver that can't be ignored. As I said, different drivers. Cost clearly is something that pushes people to try and make sure they have accurate reference data to avoid manual intervention related to payments processing, all that. There is a risk management where clearly there's a dimension of having accurate reference data being part of the required solutions. But as I said before, regulation is the one that actually is the biggest catalyst in terms of adoption. So with regulation, whether it's related to SEPA or EMIR or Dodd-Frank or whatever, it doesn't really matter. You cannot ignore it. So what most people are doing is, under the pressure and under the mandate and the agenda set by regulation, they adopt reference data and then apply it to the different elements and dimensions of their business environment.
The issues around data quality and the frequency of updating processes and of course cross-referencing are always big issues in reference data. Why are these issues so prevalent still?
Well, I think the issues have a lot to do with the fact that everyone typically and historically has been looking for his own solutions, and I think what we're trying to bring here is an industry solution that can be adopted by the industry and for the industry, and it addresses critical elements of the solution, like the collection of data. You have hundreds of different sources that you need to consult, and you need to do that basically by going to the authorized source. If you want to make sure you have accurate data, you have to go to the authorized source. So that's the first challenge, that you have to find all those people and then find a means of collecting that data. Collecting it once is not such a big deal. Maintaining it, meaning knowing when there are changes and being aware of those changes and implementing those changes, is the next level that puts pressure on people, because it's not only the actual reference data that changes, but anything it is linked to or cross-referenced to needs to be adapted as well. So those are things that really push people to look at basically infrastructure solutions across their enterprise to make sure that they have accurate reference data, because the cost of not having up-to-date accurate reference data is quite substantial.